afternoon. I hope you are having a good week already this week and are keeping busy and managing to also get some exercise, relax a bit as well over the weekend. So today's video, the topic is rejection because it's a big part of becoming successful. You've got to be able to accept that rejection is part of the mix. Because very few people get through all the different stages of their education, professional training, and then getting into professional career, and then getting jobs and promotions and all the rest of it without facing rejection. And of course, those of you who are aspiring to be lawyers or interested in other sort of high-end professions, if you like, really demanding and challenging professions like medicine and the higher echelons of financial services and various other occupations, will know that the number of people who are applying for these positions, particularly the sort of funnel, if you like, of the training contract, the professional qualification stage, pupillage, if you want to be a barrister, there are very many more people who are applying for those places than there are places. And the bar has seen a sort of shrinkage in pupillage numbers and a massive explosion in the number of candidates and students who are doing the bar vocational or the bar professional training course. So how do you deal with rejection? First of all, accept it. It's completely normal. It can be disheartening when you get rejected for anything, whether it be an academic place or a pupillage. But it's part and parcel of the process, I've already said. So just accept it. Don't just assume that there must be something wrong with you and you're never going to make it. Accept rejection. Accept that the odds are, in any individual application, that you may well be rejected, because that's probably what the odds suggest. So how do you deal with that? And how, perhaps even more importantly, do you reduce the chances that you will be rejected? Because rejection isn't all about a decision being made about you by somebody else. It's about what you've done to try to maximize your chances. And I often think, I'm not a religious person, but I often think about the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Now, that's an absolutely vital lesson for those of you who are facing rejection and also looking ahead to making applications. What can you change, what you can't? Let's start with what you can't change. You can't change with who you are. You can't change the colour of your skin. You can't change which school you went to. You can't change academic results in the past. You can't change your life experiences in the past. So the past is gone, okay? And there's no point worrying about that because you can't change it. So have serenity about that. What can you change? Well, and this is really important, this is absolutely critical. You can change so many things. First of all, you can change your future academic results if you're still studying. You can absolutely study harder. Nobody's studying as hard as they possibly can. So if in the past, you may have been distracted from studies or found it difficult to get disciplined, get that discipline, study harder, get the best grades you can. You can change that. When it comes to applications themselves, that's the area where I think most people reduce their chances, and that's where people go wrong. So when you're making applications, research the organisations, whether it be chambers, law firms, or whatever that you apply for. Research and find the organisation that perhaps you really want to go to and you have the best fit for. Don't make applications, vast numbers of scattergun applications to organisations that you have really nothing in common with and really just for the sake of it. That's a big mistake. Find places and make applications that are targeted at those organisations where you have the best fit and you have the best chance of getting in. Make contacts, try and, reach out, send emails, make contacts, try and build a network of people who can give you advice, who can help you through the process, and get help. Don't just keep on making the same sorts of applications, being rejected, and then just doing everything the same. Every time you face a rejection, get some feedback, ask for it if they don't give it to you, and learn from that feedback. But crucially, when you've got a CV or you're filling in an application form, make it perfect. It's your shop window. Think of it like this. When you're walking down a high street, which shop do you want to go into? Is it the one, the Selfridges or the Harrods with a spectacular Christmas display? The windows are absolutely enticing and perfect and they look wonderfully designed and they have everything you could possibly want in that shop? Or is it the tiny little dusty old window with a few bargain discount stickers because that no one could be bothered to do anything with, can't even be bothered to wipe it clean? Well, you'd be amazed how many CVs I've seen and applications that look like that dusty old shop window for high-end jobs, pupilages at top chambers, and they're rubbish. If your CV is rubbish, and that means it has spelling mistakes in it, that means it's poorly presented, it's just all over the place, not even structured properly, isn't visually attractive, then you are wasting the chance to make your shop window the best looking shop window on the high street. And there's loads of shops that employers and recruiters have to choose from. Make yours the one that looks the best, the one with the best lighting, everything. Just make your CV look like something that's attractive to the person reading it and that is really well structured. So the most important thing is this: don't put the worst and weakest features of your kind of history, application or education, don't put them at the top. Don't put them in big letters. If you have really important things that are going to persuade someone that you're a great candidate, make them the most prominent features of your CV and your application. It's your choice as to how to structure it. It's your choice as to how to present that shop window. No one's told you have to put your GCSE grades absolutely top in bold. If they're not that great, put them somewhere else. Put them at the back if they have to be on there at all. But maybe no one's actually that bothered about your average GCSE grades if your achievements since then are miles better and miles more important. Make sure that the things that you believe are your best products, the things that are going to appeal the most to the recruiters, get them to grab the attention right from the beginning. Get your CV, get your application form, proofread it, print it out. Don't just assume it's right because you've seen it on the screen and the spell check's not told you there's spelling mistakes. It drives me nuts, the number of spelling mistakes and typos in CVs and applications for lawyers, for people who want to be lawyers. If you can't get your own CV to read professionally without mistakes, who's going to give you a job as a lawyer? Because you've got to do that all day, every day on behalf of clients who are paying large amounts of money for the quality and perfectionism of your work. So get your CV perfect. Prep for your interview. Make sure you research the people who are interviewing you. Make sure you understand the business of the chambers or the company or organizations you're applying for. Just, if most importantly of all, you need a 10 out of 10 answer to the question, why should we take you above everybody else? You may not be asked that question, but be prepared to sell yourself as the best candidate that they could possibly take on. And if you don't know why, because you've not researched it properly, you don't understand the organization properly, you haven't even thought about your own strengths and potentially some weaknesses, then don't expect to get the position. Okay? So rejection, it's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, great, lucky you. But 99% of you and 99% of us out there who are already successful or are trying to have faced rejection. And it's not about that. I lose cases sometimes and it's a horrible feeling, but you learn, what did I do wrong, or what could I have done differently to try and achieve a better outcome? Just learn from rejection, make the most of the opportunities, and absolutely think about things like this. The more applications and the more rejections I have, I'm one day closer to a successful application, and I am miles more educated about what I need to do next to make sure I'm successful next time. So use rejection as a positive, learn from it, and have the wisdom to change. That's the message.